Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Mansoob Zahra and I'm really excited to walk you through my project GreenVision. It's basically a crop disease detector web app. Now before diving into the technical side, let's talk about why I developed this project. Agriculture is one of the most crucial sectors in our economy, but it still faces a massive problem, crop diseases. These diseases can spread rapidly and cause significant losses, especially for farmers who don't have easy access to, to expert diagnosis. So, I wanted to explore how artificial intelligence could make a real world difference in this field. My idea was quite simple. What if farmers could just take a picture of crop leaf and instantly know whether it's healthy or diseased? And if diseased, what kind of disease it has? That's what inspired this project. The Crop Disease Detector is an AI-powered web application that uses deep learning to identify crop diseases directly from leaf images. It's built using TensorFlow, Flask, and a fine-tuned VGG19 model, one of the most popular CNN architecture for image classification. In this presentation, I'll walk you through the entire journey from the dataset and the pre-processing to model training, evaluation, and tech stack. Finally, a live demo of how the system actually works. What makes this project stand out is its simplicity and scalability. It's not just a research experiment, it's designed to be deployed as a real world web application, where anyone, even without technical background, can upload an image and get results. Also, I have structured the app in a modular way so that in future we can easily integrate crop species, live camera feed, or even treatment recommendation based on the disease detected. To sum it up, this project combined three things: machine learning, problem solving, and meaningful real world impact. So let's get started and explore this model's actual learning and detect diseases, beginning with the dataset that powers it. Alright, so let's talk about the dataset, which is the backbone of the whole project. The performance of any deep learning model, especially in image classification, heavily depends on how good and diverse your dataset is. For my project, I curated a dataset that includes four major crop species: corn, potato, rice, and wheat, each having their distinct classes, making total of 14 distinct classes. Each class represents either a specific disease or a healthy leaf or one of the crops. The 14 classes are: for corn we have common rust, grey leaf spot, healthy, and northern leaf blight. For potato we have early blight, late blight, and healthy. For rice we have brown spot, leaf blast, neck blast, and healthy. And for wheat we have brown rust, yellow rust, and healthy. Now the images were collected from multiple trusted open source datasets. In the details of the Techathon 1.0, we were told that we have to collect datasets from open source datasets only and apply models on it. So yeah, I'll tell you from where we collected our dataset. Mainly plant village and also specialized Kaggle dataset like Dhan for rice diseases and wheat disease detection. For example, all the corn and potato images came from Plant Village, which is a benchmark dataset in the agriculture AI research community. It's widely used for training and testing crop disease models because of its clean, high quality leaf images. Then for rice, I combined data from two separate sources. The Anshwadman dataset, which focuses on Bangladeshi local rice species, and a rice leaf dataset from Kaggle. I merged these to increase the sample size for classes like brown spot and leaf blast, making the dataset more balanced and generalized. And finally, wheat images came from the wheat disease detection dataset on Kaggle, which includes high resolution sample for brown rust, yellow rust, and healthy wheat leaves. To give you a quick idea of the data distribution, corn has 3,852 images, potato has 2,152 images, rice has 4,078 images, and wheat has about 3,000 images. So overall the dataset is fairly balanced but not perfectly uniform, which we'll handle later during pre-processing and augmentation. The cool part here is the dataset is multi-source, multi-crop, and realistic, meaning the model doesn't just overfit on the one crop species, it actually learns to distinguish pattern across different types of leaves, texture, and lighting conditions. So, in short, this dataset forms a strong foundation for building a deep learning model that can generalize well across multiple crops and disease types. Sometimes that's the super important for real world use. Now that we know the data we are working on, let's move on to the next step. How we pre-process the data, explore it through EDA before feeding it into our model. Okay, so now that we've seen our data, let's move on to how we prepared it for model training, the pre-processing and EDA part. The first thing I did was rename all the classes to, from to 1 to 13 class folder, like to make the data pipeline smoother. So instead of using class names like corn, gray leaf, spot, or things like that, I label them as 1, 2, 3, and so on. After renaming, we divided it into trained data set, validation data set, and test data set. The classes we made. This ensures that a model doesn't just memorize the images, it actually learns to generalize. The trained set is used for learning the validation set. It helps tune hyperparameter and a test set gives final unbiased accuracy measure. Then I created a data frame to list all image paths and their corresponding class label. This helped me verify that each class was being read correctly from the directory and that no data was missed or mislabeled. So now I had about 10,000 images spread across 14 categories. Now when I checked the class distribution using value counts, it became clear that most classes had fewer samples. So dataset was slightly imbalanced, but we used data augmentation. For data augmentation, I used TensorFlow sequential pipeline with a few layers of random rotation, flip, zooming, and color jitter, random height, random width, and stuff like that. This basically helps the model see the same leaf in multiple orientation and condition, making it robust to real-world variations like lighting and camera angle. For EDA, I visualized both class level and plant level distribution using bar and pie charts. At class level, we saw all 14 disease categories, and at plant level, we see corn, potato, rice, and wheat crops. This visualization really helped understand how the data was structured and which crop types were more dominant. So overall, in pre-processing, I ensured that class labeling, proper train test data validation splits, and data imbalance through augmentation was possible. Now let's move on to the model architecture. Model architecture, which is based on the VGG19 CNN model, is quite important and it's basically the heart of our whole project. The reason I went with VG19 is because it's deep CNN architecture, known for its simplicity, depth, and consistent filter size of 3 by 3 across all layers. It performs exceptionally well for image classification problem, especially when the dataset is moderately sized but has fine-grained details, which fits our crop disease dataset perfectly. It has 19 layers, 16 convolutional, and 3 fully connected layers, giving it the power to extract very rich hierarchical features from leaf images like color, texture, lion patterns, and edge structure. In our case, I initialized the model with include top false because I only need the feature extraction part. Instead of using pre-trained ImageNet weights, I trained it from scratch to let the model fully adapt to our agricultural domain. I set the input image size to 228 by 228, which keeps computational reasonable while preserving through visual details. Next, I used image data generator for all three data pipelines, the training, validation, and testing, and applied real-time augmentation including width, height shift, zooming, horizontal flip, and stuff like that. After feature extraction, I added a custom classifier head on top of VG19, a flattened layer, to convert the feature maps into a single vector. A dense layer with 5112 neuron using ReLU activation, and finally an output layer with 14 neuron, one for each disease class, using softmax activation for multi-class classification. Then I compiled the model using Adam Optimizer, categorical cross of entropy as loss function, and accuracy in the as the main performance metric. We trained the model for around 26 epochs and steps per epoch were 1139. This can be visualized here. So here we are, and we used around 26 epochs, and step per epoch were 1139, and validation epochs were 164. Here you can see the dataset images. Here we applied the model, and yeah, here we are where we applied the epochs. To manage the training, I also added a few callbacks: a model checkpoint, early stopping, a custom desired accuracy callback, which stopped training automatically when training accuracy crosses 99% just to make training more efficient. Throughout the training, the model gradually improved in both training and validation accuracy, while the loss consistently decreased. By the end of training, we achieved quite good accuracy on both training and validation sets, as you can see here, which showed that VG19 effectively captured the disease patterns from leaf textures and colors. Finally, I plotted Finally I plotted the loss curves and accuracy curves. That both metrics stabilized well, it shows this. There is no sign of overfitting, underfitting, which confirms that our pre-processing augmentation worked as intended. So overall, our VG19 model was able to learn complex crop disease features with a very high accuracy, making it suitable for deployment in real-time detection application. After training our VG19 model around 26 epochs, we measured it through precision recall and F1 score to see how well it is identifying. As we can see from the now we'll see the classification report. As we can see from the classification report that it is quite sure that overall accuracy is 91% on test set, which is quite impressive. We have some classes like early blight and mosaic virus performed slightly lower around 0.6 to 0.7 F1 score, mainly due to class imbalance. Then we generated a confusion matrix to analyze the class-wise prediction. Each cell represents how many times a particular disease was predicted correctly or misclassified as another. You can see that most diagonal entries are very strong, indicating high accuracy across almost all cases. The minor classification mostly happened between visually similar diseases like early blight, late blight, and that even human experts find hard to differentiate visually. Finally, for a better understanding of models' behavior, we look at a few misclassified images. Here we have some misclassified images. It is because in these cases often happen due to poor lighting condition, leaf overlap, or partial disease visibility, all of which can confuse even advanced CNN model like VG19. With further fine-tuning, class balancing, and real-world field data, we can obviously exceed the accuracy and make it more better. So now let's talk about the tech stack we used. The tech stack we used for crop disease detector project was basically machine learning, web development, and a mobile app integration. We used Python as our core programming language because it's the industry standard. Our deep learning model was developed using TensorFlow and Keras, which we implemented the VGG19 architecture through. We trained our model directly on Kaggle, which provided us with GPU-enabled environment. We used for Android development, we use Flask. We use Flutter for backend deployment of on web application. We use Flutter and also HTML and CSS. So in summary, your tech stack include TensorFlow, Keras, Kaggle for model training, Flask for backend API, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for web interface, and Flutter for Android mobile app. Together, the combination creates a seamless, real-time, and user-friendly ecosystem. Now I'll show you our project demo. So yeah, this is our web application. Here you can see the interface. All we have. This is about our project in which we have shown the about to our project things. This is our team. This is me, Mansoob, Zahra. These are my team members. I'm the ML engineer. This is the data scientist. He's the one who is the Android developer, and this is the guy who helped us find the data set. So yeah, now let's test the data set. We'll upload a crop image. As you can see, the image we are taking here it is here. The image we are taking is quite harmed and it has many spots on it. We have uploaded it and we begin the analysis. The model is analyzing the image and it will show us the result that whether the image is diseased or not diseased. So it has shown that it has detected the disease and the diagnosis is complete. It is a wheat crop. It is a wheat crop leaf and it has brown rust. We'll also use we'll also do a new analysis on a healthy leaf and see whether it performs well or not. So this time we'll use a healthy leaf. Here we are in the healthy part and this is a healthy leaf. We uploaded a healthy leaf image and let's see what it will detect. It's shown that the image we have uploaded was healthy and it was healthy actually. So our model is quite precise. As you have seen our model's demo and I'll also show you later our model's Android version. This is only the web version for now. That we have made in Flask. So yeah, the result and the impact, we had an accuracy of 91%. Our model was robust. It also deals with lighting and orientation variations. We have applied augmentation well. It's deployed for Android and also for apps. For now, we haven't deployed it properly, but yeah, we can deploy it and it's on local devices. It helps farmer detect diseases early, improves yield and productivity loss, and also crops in for regional dataset. This there is the image I have shown that this shows that the image of a crop before and after detection of like image of disease. So this is our team. This is me. I am the ML engineer. This is our data scientist who helped us augment the data. This is our app developer who helped with the front end and the back end thing. And this is our data analyst who helped us find the complex data set. Also, we all are from Pyas Institute of Engineering and Applied Science, a prestigious institute from where we are doing bachelor in computer science currently. So yeah, thank you for sticking with us and going through us with this in this tireless journey. This is a link to our project. You can just go there and fork your repo and start it and contribute to it. Thank you very much.